everyone, Stormy Sensei here. Glad to be back on the scene. We got some Octopath Traveler for you guys tonight. I've been away for quite a while, up until now, a little over a week. Those of you that are tuned into my Discord, and some of you are already piling in the chat to welcome me back, I did get married this past Friday and Sunday. So before we start, we'll go ahead and do some quick shoutouts to the early squad. We got Beat Boop in here. Hey there as always, usually #1 there. Welcome Eldigan. Hey there, Mr. Cool. I'm assuming that you're Mr. Cool, Master Cool. Change your profile picture and the name. Hey there, that one kid. Thank you for all the wedding congratulations. I will totally answer questions about the wedding during this particular stream, but also know that I have a specific stream just for answering or talking about the wedding this Saturday, where I'll be playing with my new wife, Happily Naomi. Hey there, Link the Beast. Today we will be doing Cyrus's Chapter 3. Is that actually on the scheduled stream? Yes, that is a picture of me and my wife on the scheduled stream. So, Cyrus's story, it revolves around him trying to find a book from the gates of hell or something like that. I forget the exact title, but he discovered in chapter 2 that it's actually a book about sacrificing humans and their blood in order to make Philosopher's Stone, which increase your magical ability. So this actual game became 100% anime during chapter 2. So somewhere around here is the... what's it called? Oh yeah, I remember where it is now. It's been quite a while, so I'm a little out of practice here. Pretty sure that the combat skills haven't left me, but just a couple of spots for where the ends are and things like that. We actually completely set up for this at the end of last stream, so we'll be able to jump right into it story-wise. Alright, here we are. So, in Quarry Crest, Cyrus used his powers of deduction to get to the bottom of the series of kidnappings perpetrated by the depraved scholar Gideon, who was harvesting the villagers' blood for his dark research. It was in Gideon's sickening laboratory that Cyrus discovered it. A translated copy From the Far Reaches of Hell. Although the history of the dark arts intrigued him, he cannot sit idly by while his peers use knowledge for evil. And so, Cyrus came to Stonegard, where the tome was bound. Would he find the answers here, or only more dreadful questions?
Now then.
We're getting right into the deduction. Alright, so first we're off to the bookbinding library.
Very well.
So that guy in the cloak has been kind of following different party members throughout their story. We don't know anything about him. We don't know what his name is. We don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, although I can assume he's definitely a bad guy. But he's shown up in multiple different stories.
Indeed.
Alright, I sold a book of my making to Dominic, a translator. His home lies on the east side of town. Off to the workshop.
Excuse me. My apologies. A moment of your time.
So rude.
Be gone with you.
I guess I gotta inquire around town now. For some travel banter.
I see.
Okay, so his only daughter died from a sickness 15 years ago, and since then he's been a shut-in. But that was 15 years ago, and the tome was translated, I forget how long ago this tome was secluded, or was stolen, or when that translation would happen. But it had to be recently, though. Okay. He was taking the job for money. He's been a recluse since 15 years ago. Sold some medicine to Dominic about 15 years ago. I was in a spot of bother, as I recall, financially speaking, so I gave him a discount. I don't see the connection between it all.
Very well.
Oh, he lacked the coin to pay for it. So he lacked the coin to pay for his daughter's sickness, and therefore he took on the job to translate the From the Far Reaches of Hell, but she died anyway.
Excuse me. But of course!
Hey there, Mr. Sprinkles. Yeah, I understand how school goes. No worries. I'm glad that you were able to make it to this one.
Thusly.
If I remember correctly, you are not a fan of Octopath Traveler, but maybe you'll catch my Overcooked or my Sonic Adventure stream over the weekend. Maybe that'll be more interesting for you. Actually, I am almost done with this game. So right now we're on play session 22, I think. Yeah, I'm on PlayStation 22. There are only 32 total play sessions, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that I can finish it in 32 total, so there would only be 10 more play sessions. 10 to 12, I would say, just to be safe. I might want to take a break and do some side questing.
Yes. Now then.
Oh, interesting. Hey there, Epic Gamer Bruce. Welcome to the stream. Play more Splatoon. In order to do that, I'd have to pay for the online service. I actually plan on paying for it pretty soon.
Many thanks.
I think that my next round of games
Listen.
will be like, I think I'm planning on doing like the Splatoon 1 playthrough, like the story mode, since I never beat it personally, and it'd be a nice thing to stream, especially since there's Octo expansion DLC for Splatoon 2. But I'll also probably end up doing some more multiplayer as well. Just that I've been traveling a lot.
In truth,
Epic Gamer Bruce, you must be from Project Nightmare. Nice, nice. Good luck at tomorrow's crew battle then. I'll be at work, but I think it's going to be 5v5. What capture card am I using? I'm using an Elgato 60 HD.
After that.
Uh-oh. He's trying to say that my headmaster is actually the guy that ordered the translation.
It couldn't be. Yes. Ah, yes.
The price of that? I remember it being like somewhere between $80 and $120. There are cheaper capture cards, like there's the Elgato regular, the one that doesn't, but this one is able to capture HD 60 frames per second, 1080p or whatever. But you can get the 720p 30 frames per second capture card for a little cheaper. And then there's one that actually you install into your computer that's more expensive. I don't really know what the benefit of it is though.
In truth. Is that so? Yes. Yes. Leave it to me. You have my thanks. Come now.
Oh, finally I get to figure out who this shadowy guy is. I would love if we could play Fortnite again. You could carry us, Stormy. And then Sprinkles earlier said we can play Fortnite cross-platform. So cross-platform works with if you have PC, Switch, or Xbox 360. I don't think it works with PS4 though. Thanks for reminding me about Smash Ultimate. I need to update my timer, or my countdown. I'm pretty sure that we are much closer than 74 days from Smash Ultimate at this point. Let me figure out days until December 7th. We're actually now only 64 days away. Oh, it's, yeah, you're right, not Xbox 360. I said that because I have an Xbox 360, and I keep thinking that that's, you know, the Xbox. Alright, 64 days till Smash Ultimate. Very nice. I'll be buying it digitally and playing it all day on release day. I'll be taking a vacation day, that's on a Friday. So I'll be taking a vacation day, staying at home, playing it, unlocking as much as I can. And then we're gonna take a break, obviously for food, a couple of times, but then I'm gonna take another break as I drive to work and then play Smash Ultimate with my coworkers in the typical Friday Smash After Work stream. And by then, hopefully, I also have online. Although I don't really plan on playing with viewers on day one because I want to focus mostly on unlocking things more so than playing with viewers. As soon as I get everything unlocked, though, you know, we'll start having viewer battles and things like that.
Just so.
Oh, it's a woman. It's the woman that accused me of... oh, okay, no, it's not. It's the headmaster's assistant. I thought it was the princess that I was accused of having an affair with.
Call me Lucia.
Greetings.
Let's go ahead and put down some of these plot points. We're in Stonegard, where we just found Lucia. We know that Headmaster Yvon is the main villain of his storyline. Or so we think so far. So far, all the other chapter 3s have done a very good job of subverting our expectations about the plot so far. Every character, every hero so far has learned something significant about their quest that has made them question their original motivations and whether they even want to achieve the goal that they're striving for. So I hope to see more of that. I enjoy that. Like the way that they've been able to do it uniquely every time so far is very good.
In truth,
Okay, so she's here to help me. That's good.
I'll be.
yes.
Yeah, they're black and gold.
Indeed.
Correct.
Did I ever hear about a leaker named Vergaven? No. Sounds German, but I've never heard of him. Is he leaking Smash content or what? Splatoon content? I don't know. I'm assuming you were talking about Smash content. In general, anytime I see any article or video or anything that has like leak in it, I tell YouTube or Google or whatever the platform I'm using is to hide it from me and say that I'm not interested in that type of content. And because of that, I pretty much don't really get too many like leaks or spoiler type videos in my feed, because I still enjoy being surprised by things. Like, I remember in a lot of the reviews of E3 this year, a lot of people were talking about how disappointing E3 was because there was nothing new, quote unquote. But every time they talked about something else, they what's it called? Every time they talked about a new game that they had just discussed for the first time at E3, they said, "Oh, well, that doesn't count because it was leaked ahead of time." So, you know, you're only disappointing yourself, I feel like, in those scenarios. Every character he leaked, he was right. I did not know that. I mean, obviously, since I've never heard of this person.
Yes.
The house in which he was born still stands. I'm assuming that's where I'll find this stuff. This background music is so ominous. Let me listen to it real quick. Okay, yeah, I recognize that song. The music in this game in general is just amazing. That's pretty nice. He must be a Nintendo insider. Either that or... That's the only thing I could think of. There's no way that Nintendo would leak their own stuff 3 months in. Or 3 months out. Like, I could understand leaking it a week before in order to build up hype and get people talking about it. But leaking 3 months out is too early for an official leak. And that is something that companies do. For example, it was actually Rockstar Games that leaked the hot coffee mod on the San Andreas game discs in order to get the news talking about it so they could boost their sales.
Correct.
Shall we begin?
Thank you.
Pardon me.
Hey there, Pika. Did you get a new YouTube account? Ta-da, promotion. I could have sworn that I did that the last time you came by my stream, but I guess I hadn't. That's why I was asking if you had a new account. That's actually a pretty good question. How does everyone feel about having to pay to play online? I'll let people in chat answer before I say what I've got to say.
Is that so?
Oh, okay. So she wasn't a good guy. She was definitely a bad guy. That was actually very surprising. I did not expect that. I really should have, and I'm starting to feel like I'm ultra gullible because so many characters have betrayed me in these stories so far, and I keep on falling for it and thinking that they're all good guys.
Oh! Well,
Just goes to show
what
you
is this
that
place?
it's a good thing that I'm actually not the protagonist of this story, because I would have died multiple times.
Ah, Professor Albright. I apologize for this little ruse.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere. So, we meet again. Headmaster Yvon.
When I heard you were looking into from the far reaches of hell, I knew your search would lead you here. And sure enough, you didn't disappoint me. Your mind is every bit as sharp as I thought it was.
You sent Lucia to keep an eye on me.
What a shame, my dear boy. A thirst for knowledge like yours would be such a terrible thing to waste. So, what do you say? Apprentice yourself to me, and I will overlook your little trespasses.
How kind of you. I refuse. I am, shall we say, philosophically opposed to your stance on knowledge. I believe that knowledge should be shared, not hoarded for one's personal gain.
I thought you'd say as much. Most unfortunate, Cyrus. Most unfortunate. As you know, this is my house, and I don't get many callers these days. A smart man like you knows what this means, yes? When you starve to death here, no one will be the wiser.
I have no idea how I'm gonna get out of this. The only way I could think of is if Lucia decides to actually save me after all.
We here. Now then.
Bone.
Professor?
okay?
Yeah, there was really no other way for me to actually figure my way out of this. This is the girl that loves me, and I have no idea that she loves me, but she was jealous of the attention that I was giving to one of the other classmates, and so she spread a rumor to the headmaster that I was having an affair with the princess, who was also my student, and therefore got me on a forced sabbatical, which is why I'm actually looking here for this book.
Actually,
What's a sabbatical? A sabbatical is not a punishment, actually. It's actually a wonderful thing that most people really would like to have. A sabbatical is a very long vacation where your company or job allows you to do whatever you want and they're still paying you for it. Typically, when you're talking about a sabbatical in an academic sense, so for example a teacher or a professor or something like that, when they take sabbaticals, they usually do it in order to do their own research like somewhere else. So for example, if I were a Middle Eastern studies professor in Georgia, then I would take a sabbatical and actually travel to the Middle East to actually study something or interact with the people or something like that. Or if I were a physics professor, then I would take a sabbatical in order to publish a paper or something, or work with some colleagues or something like that. And during your sabbatical, you're not expected to teach at your school, but you're still getting paid as though as though you were teaching. When you're talking about sabbaticals outside of academia, usually just means a really long vacation that you still get paid for. Uh-oh.
Therese! You think you can get away with this?
Oh, he can teleport. That's it, I lose. He's way more powerful at magic than I am.
Son of a...
I guess since there's a little break in the story, we can talk about the Nintendo Switch Online service here. I'm kind of neutral to the whole need to pay for online. Every other platform or console that I've ever played on has forced you to pay in order to play online. So it is not weird in the least bit to me that now the Switch also has you pay for online.
All right. Level slash.
what's it do?
Nope, that's not gonna work. That's also not gonna work. We can do this. This will be fine. I know that there are lots of complaints online about the online service and things like that. But yeah, I think that if you were to get Xbox Live Gold, then that's like $130 a year. Well, it's $10 a month, but if you get it all at once, then it's $100 a year. Meanwhile, if you were to get the Nintendo Switch version, then that's like $17, or so it's $35 a year for up to 8 people to play at once on that same profile. So it's kind of a no-brainer that the Switch version is just like actually better for just in terms of price. From there you have to like think about like, you know, what are you getting in the Switch online compared to the you know, Xbox or PlayStation. And I think that the main issue that people have with it is the fact that on the Switch, or basically for PlayStation and for Xbox, you get discounts, and you also get free games very frequently. And so because of that, because we haven't seen that yet in the 1 month that Nintendo Switch Online has existed, you know, people are already saying like, oh, I don't want it anymore. And I think that if they had done their original plan, which was to release the Nintendo Switch Online service in January of this year instead of September of this year, they like delayed it because I guess they either didn't have enough games, or the infrastructure wasn't there yet, or, you know, whatever reason they failed to launch their thing. People got more used to it being free, and now they think that they suddenly have to pay for something that should be free, even though what they should be thinking is they've had this free thing that they should be paying for. You have a very similar thing with, like, say, Netflix. You know, you get your free 3-month trial, or Amazon, you get a free, you know, 1-year trial, or Spotify, free 30 days of Spotify. Like, you get this thing for free for a certain amount of time, and then after that free amount of time, you have to pay for it. I plan on paying for it because, you know, I want to play Splatoon, basically. And I definitely will want to pay for it when I get Smash. If it weren't for Splatoon, I probably would wait to get it. The NES online games aren't really worth it for me. Like, I played a lot of them back in the day, and they're kind of bad, like, always have been. Like, they, well, not always have been. They're bad for games today. Like, they, what's it called? They were decent at the time, but by today's standards, they are, pretty bad games, just in general.
Allow me.
At some point in time, after I've bought it, I'll go ahead and like stream me playing through all of the NES games, just to kind of go through them and show them to you guys. Oh, Pounce. I hate Pounce. But generally, what you'll see, and I've already played it off stream a bit, is that I'll basically play through like level 1 of a game, be pretty much unable to beat it, and then say, well, that was something, I guess, and then like move on to get something else. And I've actually mentioned this in like the Super Meat Boy stream, that there's a difference between something being difficult because it's difficult and like the level design is good, and difficult because the game itself is bad and like the controls are bad. So back in the day, games were just difficult because you didn't have good control over your characters. You couldn't cancel actions, when you jumped, you had to commit to a jump. This gaps between the jumps were actually like pixel perfect tight, and if you died a certain number of times, then that was it. You basically start over at the beginning of the entire game. And the games themselves were only like 45 minutes to 2 hours long from start to finish.
My turn now. Illuminate. What next?
All right.
Not weak to swords, must be spears. Must be weak to daggers. Uses items, that's a lot.
Logical course of action.
Oh, clubs, he's weak to clubs. But he's not weak to clubs.
My turn now.
Not weak to light. Or wind.
Let my arrow fly and true.
Well, anyway, the NES games don't make the service worth it. Once they put Super Nintendo games, though, in there, then even if you don't have a single online game, that service certainly becomes worth it at that point in time.
All right.
That one kid asks what my ethnicity is, and I am black. Must be weak to dagger. That's the only thing I could think of.
Bring it on. Let's get down to work. Ha, try again.
I went all the way up here and there was like only one treasure chest, and it wasn't even a good treasure chest. You're half and half? What's your race mix?
Open for business.
Hey there, Marvel Man. Thanks for the congratulations.
What next?
Would you happen to be Rogue18 on Discord, by the way? Oh, he was weak to dagger. I thought so. Okay. I'm gonna hit these guys with another arrow storm. That's a pretty rare combination. I thought so. Okay.
Here I go.
Well, I only thought so just now when you said something in YouTube chat. What is that? Okay, magic attack of magic defense up.
What is the logical course of action? Think nuts! Like smite them down.
Okay, it's pretty cool.
Letting the hunt begin.
What to do?
right.
Come in, if thou darest.
Oh, I could... Nope, that won't work. If I do... My holy trap also doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. That hurt a lot.
Here goes nothing. Let's get down to work.
Oh, he missed. Why does he miss?
Letting my
That's
arrow
okay.
fly
I think I'm gonna kill most of these guys with this.
back nothing. Cowering before the huntress.
It's snowing in North Dakota right now.
I
Oh no.
my quarry.
It's like 50 degrees here in Wisconsin, so we're like only one state away. Or like, you know, there's Minnesota between us, but we've got that small of a space between us, and that means that it's probably going to be snowing before the end of October here, which makes me very sad. I'm actually a Georgia native, so I actually really hate cold weather. Ooh, fancy. I did not expect to actually find this.
Want a tangle, huh?
October 1st was the first day of snow in Wisconsin last year,
Letting the
so it's
hunt
not
begin.
that weird. I mean, except for the, you know, if you're not from, you know, the north, then you'll think, oh, that's insane, but it happens.
A torrent of arrows.
Oh yeah, I forgot to heal between rounds. It's okay. I think I can
Alright.
weaken them all up with 2 last stands.
Now, what next? It'll all be over soon.
I bet that's much better. Oh, it's not snowing in Florida, it's snowing right now in North Dakota. Let's heal first.
Witness
Get
the
some
miracle of healing.
life back.
What next?
Oh, I do have a dagger user. Only one though.
What is the logical course of action? Great inferno! The land!
Here we go. Ha! Try again.
I'm looking forward to it as well. It'll be my first time doing like a question and answer stream or a AMA or whatever people call it. This is the one that I can't open, is it? Okay, it's not. I already have a number of questions pouring in through Discord. So, how long is this stream gonna go for? As soon as we beat this boss, we'll basically be done. So, this green dot that I'm heading towards is only going to be like the halfway mark. Typically, the other Chapter 3 streams have taken about 2 hours. The last one was a lot shorter because the enemies were a lot weaker. So this one would normally be a little shorter, but I'm also like, you know, talking with viewers at the same time. So we're not just like going straight through it like we would do if no one were watching the stream. And of course that's a good thing, no complaints here. But, so this will probably take about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. So far we're 1 hour in. But we're already like pretty far in, so maybe it won't take that long. We've already hit all 3 of our travel banters though. Let's hit at least one of these vampire bats.
Here goes nothing.
Break one of them. And then stand. And then I can hit
If thou darest.
this guy. An axe to break. And then hit the last one with ice to break. Hey there, Anton. Thank you once again for the congratulations. When am I going to stream Super Smash Brothers? So the next Smash stream will be tomorrow. It'll be the typical Friday Smash After Work stream, although I will not be doing viewer battles. On Saturday, I would normally be doing Super Smash Brothers viewer battles. Instead, I'm doing the wedding question and answer with Happily Naomi. We're probably going to play Overcooked. We might play Smash. Although we're probably definitely going to actually play Overcooked though, because that's what we talked about when that's what we decided on when we were talking about it earlier today. If I do viewer battle, it would probably be tomorrow, sometime after the question and answer session.
A tempest of light shall reign. Thus ends your lesson. Can't we settle this like gentlemen?
Letting my arrow fly and true.
A chorus of arrows. Let's do this. Illuminate.
Here we go.
I don't get why we celebrate Columbus. Oh, is that what the no school on Monday is for? Columbus Day? Yeah, the
Level slash.
Columbus was not Columbus was a decent guy back in the day. Like, he was not terrible for, 15th century Europe. He is definitely not considered a good guy today, because our standards for what makes a person good have evolved. There's actually a YouTube video about Columbus from the channel Knowing Better that I suggest watching. Where it goes over exactly like how much he did or did not contribute to discovering America, which he didn't do, and helping colonize it with the help of the Spanish Empire or whatever, and exactly how intentional it was that he ended up killing a whole bunch of people.
What is the logical course of action? Oh, ice, pierce them through. Oh, ice, pierce them through.
Went to Disney World for a little while today.
What next?
I actually probably, or I hope to, go to Disney World sometime near New Year's. my father lives in Tampa, and so I usually try to go down to Florida once a year, like either for Christmas or for New Year's. And every once in a while I'm down there, I'll take the car and drive over to either Miami or Orlando to see what's it called? To see one of my college friends.
My turn now.
Oh, that's a very unfortunate mix of people. We got the one that's weak to ice, the one that's weak to light, and then a new sword enemy that I don't know how to beat yet. I've actually never stayed in Disney World until closing. I usually go like early morning, midday, and leave by like dinner time. But since I'm an adult, probably will be the next thing that I do, I think. I think that the next time I go into Disney World, I'll try to stay till closing.
Letting the hunt beginning.
Special things to do in New Jersey. Well, being in New England in general, you do have the benefit of being able to go to many other cities very easily. Like you could go to New York, it's just right across the bridge.
A tempest of ice shall reign.
Bring it on.
What next? What next?
In shadow, only one enemy. Incinerate all. Incinerate. These two are useless. But this one is worth something.
Here we go.
If I do stream on Sunday, I don't always stream on Sundays just because that's where I like do my house chores and things like that. But if I finish early and I didn't do viewer battles on Saturday, then yeah, I'll definitely do viewer battles on Sunday. I should probably heal if I can't kill these guys this turn, but I'll be able to kill these guys this turn.
Now, what next? Oh, ice! Hit through! Not bad. A passing.
Alright, let's take a quick heal break here. Be on the lookout for skills that I can learn. So I just mastered Dancer class just now. Nice. So let's go ahead and... What do you get as the last Dancer ability? Oh yeah, Encore. I don't think I need to worry about that. If I die, then I get to be healed again, but that actually might be better than Inspiration for this particular character. Okay. I'll probably come up pretty soon then.
Hello, stream.
Everyone say hi to Happily Naomi. And get hyped for Saturday. warrior. Okay, that's fine. I could do warrior. And then Alphen then has to do something else like dancer. And then I gotta re-equip. Forbidden Blade, Magus, Bridge Lance is better for Hanit, and then gives this person an actual knife. Alright. I just swapped jobs real quick.
Open for business.
How did we decide to get married? Did you propose? Did she propose? You guys just decide to get married. So we've known that we wanted to get married to each other for a couple of years now. We've been dating since high school, so that's not to say that we knew that we were going to get married to each other in high school, but we have known each other since high school, and we dated throughout the end of high school and most of college as well. So we kind of knew that we were going to end up together, but at the same time, we know that you had to have a job and like a place to live, and you have responsibilities and things like that. So we basically were holding off until we were. Whoa, that is some weak magic attack. That's crazy. I was just so shocked by that. Anyway, we basically were just waiting in order to be in a point of like financial stability. It's a very good idea because the wedding was very, very expensive, and we would not have been able to, pull off the event that we ended up having with the money that we started off with.
Now, what next?
Yeah, the random ordinary girl. Thanks for the congratulations. Oh, nice. I ended up being able to finish him off his turn anyway, or after all.
The hunt ends.
Time to teach you a lesson.
What to do?
Coming, if thou darest.
I feel like I'm kind of like locked into using Arrow Storm once per turn because all the enemies are weak to arrows.
Bring it on.
Why is my magic attack so weak?
Now, what next?
What to do?
Letting the hunt begin.
Here goes nothing. Ha! Try again.
It's actually a pretty good viewership for Octopath Traveler stream, although I did also start a little earlier than expected, and I'm sure that it's mostly due to people just welcoming me back to streaming. I appreciate it all the same. If I knew that this many people were going to show up on the first day, I definitely would have streamed Sonic Adventure instead. I think that's probably more popular with the group.
All right. This calls for training.
So then that begs the question, what grade are you in now, Marvel Man 18? Are you saying that some people probably avoided Octopath so that they'd be able to play through themselves? That makes sense as well. That's kind of how I felt about people that were streaming Breath of the Wild when it came out.
Here goes nothing.
You should have studied harder.
I understood what you meant to that one kid. I mean, the quotes mostly gave it away. Okay, this is the one that I need to have Therion in my party in order to open.
Open for business. My turn now.
Interesting enough, Marvel Man, as you get older, time tends to go faster and faster as time goes on. The reason for this being, so if you think about 1 year, right? If you're 6 years old and then you wait like 1 year, then that's like 1/7 of all the time you've ever spent alive, and probably much more percentage-wise of all the time that you have memories of, because you know, you don't come out of the womb able to remember things for the most part. And so time tends to go really slowly for children for this reason. But as you get older, if you think about if you're, you know, 39 years old and then you wait for 1 more year, then that year is only 1/40th of all the time you spent alive. And so it seems like it's a lot less important. So you're more likely to just like, you know, let it go by without you really being able to keep track of it or anything like that.
Interesting dilemma. A tempest of ice shall reign.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Oh, this must have been, what's it called?
Letting the yeah! Yeah!
What to do?
I could go for straight damage, or I could donate BP to someone to do even more damage. Let's give some to Cyrus.
For you.
Now, what my focus is unparalleled. A tempest of
Oh, have I ever tried Final Fantasy VI? Final Fantasy VI is my second favorite game of all time. I've played through it entirely twice. And as soon as I get a version that I can actually stream for you guys, I will definitely stream it for you.
Can't we settle this like gentlemen?
I always say that there are two kinds of Final Fantasy fans. The ones that think that Final Fantasy VII is the best game in the series, and those that have played Final Fantasy VI.
I will cut it.
What to do?
Now, what next? Oh, ice! Hit them through!
Here we go.
What next?
That is the tentative plan so far. So if you're going just based off my schedule, my quote-unquote schedule, that is very haphazard. I would normally be doing viewer battles this weekend anyway, because the last one I did was
My turn now.
2 weeks ago.
Lessen the hunt.
Here goes nothing.
I take it that you will not be available for viewer battles this weekend, that one kid? I may end up doing some work week viewer battles at some point in time for October at least. The reason for this is so I had my wedding last weekend,
Therese!
and this weekend I'll be in town, but next weekend I'm actually going back to Atlanta again for my 10-year high school reunion. And then the week after that, I'll actually be in Chattanooga for another wedding, one of my friends. Actually, she was one of the bridesmaids in my wedding this past weekend. So I'll actually not be streaming very much over the weekend during this month. And in order to make up for views and things like that, I may end up streaming a bit more stuff that I would normally save for the weekend during the week.
You just couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? You disappoint me, Cyrus. I took you for a more logical man.
Headmaster Yvon, what do you intend to do with her?
The girl went poking around in my secrets. I fear she can't be allowed to live. And so I'll finish off teacher and student in one fell swoop.
You'll not lay a hand on my pupil. I'll see to that.
You seem terribly agitated, Cyrus. It's not good for the humors.
It's one of those blood crystals.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Taste the power I summoned from the far reaches of hell!
Roll credits.
I cannot fail.
Alright, weak to light, that makes sense.
Now,
They are creatures of hell.
illuminate.
The minions are not weak. Ooh, 1,000 damage? That's so much.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
If you're at a friend's house, you may be able to log into your friend's Wii U with their gamepad.
I'm pouring some arrows.
Okay, not weak to arrows.
Here we go. That'll do her.
No, they don't have Smash. Do they have a Wii U at least?
Let's do this. Illuminate.
Letting the hunt begin.
So not weak to that. Let's try sword. Not weak to swords either. They must be weak to daggers.
Will not be thy prey.
That is some high damage.
It'll all be over soon.
He cats. He cats.
Letting the hunt begin.
So it's definitely not arrows.
Now the true lesson begins.
What do I want to do here? I think I want to use Last Stand here. And then I want to use Heal more.
Witness the miracle of healing.
Alright.
Interesting dilemma.
Letting my arrow fly and true. I'm pouring some arrows.
My turn now. Illuminate.
All right. This calls for
Letting the hunt begin.
Let's do this. Witness the miracle of healing.
Great inferno scorched the land.
They have really high magical resist, which makes sense.
This calls for good. What next?
Now, what next?
Weak to fire. That's good.
What to do? The winds of fortune are howling.
Here we go.
Come in, if thou darest.
My turn now. Catch me again.
Let
Oh,
the
that's
hunt
actually really
begin.
bad.
What's this now?
Here we go. I got just what you need.
What is the logical course of action? Oh, flames! Rain! Strong!
Letting my arrow fly and
Must be weak to daggers. That's the only thing I can think of.
I still have so much.
Here I go.
Here goes nothing. That's what I'm here for.
letting my arrow fly and true. Yakon! Cowering before the huntress.
What to do? Witness the miracle of healing.
Bring it on!
Having a thief on this party would actually be really beneficial at this point in time. But that's okay.
Oh, flames! Rain! Strong!
Coming.
How old is your brother, Marvel Man? That likely will explain the for whatever reason.
Let's do this. Won't hold back. I summoned the Belton, the great merchant.
Bring it on!
2,400. Everyone remember that number? We'll need it later.
Coming, if thou dare.
Let's do this.
Even more strengths. But actually, even though, you know, it looks like he's gaining more and more strength, it's actually making himself easier and easier for me to defeat. Every time he gives himself another weakness.
Letting the hunt begin.
Here goes nothing. Let's get down to work!
Letting the hunt begin.
we go.
Visits me.
Now, what next?
Let's see, we get a fireball. Let's do a regular attack. A regular attack. Actually, no, even better. Let's do a rest right now. This is a good time to rest. Get some mana back. And then use Firestorm.
Letting the hunt begin.
Anyone here like Teen Titans? I love Teen Titans. I even like Teen Titans Go, which is a, for whatever reason, odd opinion to have.
Here goes nothing.
Like, I like both.
Letting my arrow fly.
I'm not so sure about the upcoming live-action Teen Titans, though. That one looks kind of sketch.
Letting the hunt begin. Cowering before the hunters.
Whoa, why did I do that much more damage that time?
My focus is unparalleled.
Cast by, well, usually target all foes instead we focus on a single foe. Okay.
Elephant, sword of learning.
I did hear about it. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, it's actually better for me to still use my divine skill compared to using the weakness of the enemy.
What is the logical course of action?
Which is a little surprising, but okay.
A tempest of ice shall rage.
This is actually more guard break than I've ever seen on any enemy before. 12 is the new record so far. So sad that Haunted actually doesn't have anything to contribute towards breaking the enemy.
Here I go.
What next? Letting the hunt.
What to do?
What is the logical course of action? A tempest of ice shall rage.
Where's Ulbrich? He's on the bench this time.
All right.
Losing the control of his body. I don't really know what that could possibly mean. Definitely not good.
Letting the hunt begin.
What is the logical course of action?
Let's see what he's got. Physical augmentation. That's fine.
Here we go.
Remove this.
Here I go.
Remove that. And then cool him off with here.
Coming, if thou darest.
Oh yeah, I remember that video. Way back in the days where, before I had my capture card, so the only thing I had was the ability to post YouTube videos via Miiverse, RIP.
Let's do this.
nothing.
My turn now! I summon the Feldon, the great merchant!
Coming, if thou coming. Cowering before the huntress.
All right. Alrighty.
My focus is up. Great inferno to scorch the land.
Alright, he should definitely die before the final, or before the end of the next break. What was that?
Interesting dilemma.
I need to watch that again to see what exactly what happened to me. Oh, BP -1, okay. That actually is not that terrible of an attack.
Great inferno to scorch the land.
What to do?
What next? Better than a snare.
Alright, see you on the next stream, Marvel Man.
All right.
Coming, if thou darest.
What is the logical course of action?
Here I go!
Here we go.
What is the logical course of action? Now the true lesson begins. Oh, flames, rage strong.
Letting the hunt.
Where's my cross strike? There we go.
Thou didst fight with courage.
And Han got the level up. Nice. Well, that's interesting. So, I just defeated the Headmaster. He didn't escape or anything like that.
What in the...
Oh, okay. So he was being controlled by someone else. Lies, they were all lies.
You have my gratitude.
Thank goodness.
Awake, are you?
Yes, Professor.
Therese. I must know what you saw and heard. You'll tell me, yes?
Yes, Professor.
Therese. With an H, not a G.
One one day I heard the headmaster talking to someone in his office. I couldn't make out the other voice, but they were talking about you. They were saying they would see you dead. So I...
You came all the way here to warn me.
Yes, Professor.
I see. Well, Therese, as your teacher, I must scold you for your most reckless and careless actions.
I understand, Professor.
But one thing is also clear. Were it not for your actions, I would have died in that dark pit. And so, as a man, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Thank you, Therese, from the bottom of my heart. But you must promise me one thing.
What is it, Professor?
In the future, pray consult someone you can trust before embarking on such a dangerous course of action.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I did learn from the best.
Got him.
I suppose you did, didn't you?
Professor,
I must continue my journey, but I will send letters. Yes, I'll include assignments to keep your mind sharp.
I look forward to that, Professor.
But I think we've talked enough for the day. You should rest.
Wait, Professor! The headmaster. He said one more thing.
What's this now?
He said that once you were out of the way, there was a place he would go.
Intriguing. And where might that be, pray tell? I appreciate your concern, but I will go there. I must. In a way, we are not so different, the headmaster and I.
Professor,
that unquenchable thirst for knowledge, bordering almost on obsession. And yet, our philosophies regarding the ultimate purpose of knowledge could not be more different. The headmaster used his position and prestige to hoard knowledge for his own foul ends. As an academic, I cannot forgive this. Knowledge is for one and all. We inherit the knowledge of our ancestors and pass it on to those who follow us. Only then is its true value realized. Headmaster Yvon believed true knowledge should begin and end with him. He was wrong. Always remember this, Therese. Knowledge is a bounty to be shared by all.
a bounty?
The more of us that possess true knowledge, the richer we all become. Those who seek knowledge must never forget this. That is what I believe. And those who would use their knowledge for nefarious ends must be stopped.
So, it would be wrong of me to keep this to myself. The headmaster said he was headed to the town of Duskbarrow.
Duskbarrow. That's where we're headed next. We're gonna find the actual mastermind behind all of this.
I see. Thank you, Therese. Do not worry. Your teacher will not make the same mistake twice. When I act, I will exercise due caution.
I can believe you this time?
Please do, my dear girl.
If you say so, then I shall see you when you return.
You have my word. I will arrange for someone to look after you until your strength returns. Duskbarrow. Whatever did the headmaster seek there? Judging from his transformation to that dreadful beast, the power he obtained was an unholy one indeed. Is it possible that the tome holds not only the secrets to death, but new forms of life? And yet, I find it hard to believe that transforming himself into a demon was the headmaster's ultimate goal. After all, did he not say he was betrayed? And the original copy of the tome is still nowhere to be found. So many questions remain. But now I know where I can find the answers. On to Duskbarrow, and whatever dark secrets await me there.
And so, Cyrus left Stonegard behind, having witnessed with his own eyes the nightmarish powers contained within the pages of that baleful tome. But what do Yvon and his cohort truly seek? Whether he was ready to face them or not, Cyrus would find his answers in Duskbarrow. We have reached the end of Cyrus's Chapter 3. It was a decent story. I think that I wasn't really paying too closely attention to it due to the amount of chat discussion that we had. That's completely fine. I did notice at least that there was no surprising revelation about the quest itself in this particular story chapter. Like, unlike Ulrich learning that, you know, Gustav was actually a good guy, or unlike Tressa learning that Bjork and the captain that she idolizes ended up being like good pirate buddies once upon a time. Like, they didn't, or Cyrus did not learn something that made him, you know, question his original goals for this quest that he set out on. And maybe that's okay. Like, they already did that for like 3 to 4 other chapters, or chapter 4 stories so far. So, you know, you don't have to make a twist ending every time. Normally we would take the end of the stream in order to prepare for the next stream, which is going to be Ophelia's Chapter 3 over in Goldshore. However, 20 to 30 minutes ago, my wife came down and told me the dinner was ready, and so I'm actually pretty hungry and have been missing out on dinner up until now in order to finish this particular chapter. So at the beginning of next stream of Octopath Traveler, we'll be going to Goldshore. We're going to set up our party. We're going to make sure that we have all the right equipment to set up, we have all the right skills built out and things like that. So Ophelia has to be taken off the bench. We're going to put someone else on the bench, probably multiple people on the bench. And we're going to make sure everyone has the right equipment and things like that, optimized gear, and then we're going to set forth and do the story for Ophelia. So this stream took about 2 hours. The next stream, because we're going to be getting ready for and also doing the story all in one go, will be about maybe 2.5 hours. Otherwise, I may end up doing like a, you know, chapter 20 or story session 23, like pre-23 or something like that, where I not only do the prep work for chapter 3 here, but I also do a couple of these side quests that I know how to do at this point. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet. Most of the side quests I'm actually done with. I don't know how to do that one yet. I don't know how to do that one yet either. There's a lot of these. These are all Gold Shore quests that I somewhat know how to do. Like, for example, I know how to beat this one, and I know how to beat this one, and I don't know how to beat that one or this one. Well, yeah, it's stuff that I'll figure out somewhere along the way. Anyway, this has been Stormy Sensei streaming for you guys Octopath Traveler after a long hiatus, about 10 days of no stream. Finally got back into it. Tomorrow's stream will be Super Smash Brothers, Smash After Work, very typical Friday stream. And then this weekend, I have a special treat for you guys. I will be taking questions and answering them with my wife, Happily Naomi, on stream as we play something probably Overcooked together. So, a good couple of streams set up for you guys right in a row. If you're interested in that sort of content, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Stormy Sensei, signing off.